it's so important for us to be really mindful of how we talk to ourselves when we are under the pressure that we are under, or just when we're just doing life and a lot is happening. And maybe at the time it doesn't feel like pressure, it's just stressful stuff happening, but it's
Yeah.
happening at the same time. It's all happening at once. And there's no expectation for you to just be seeing a joyful noise
Mm.
while you are doing it. Yes, in everything, give thanks. All right. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Trusting Her Journey. I'm Christalyn.
Hey y'all, I'm Felicia. Welcome back.
Hey, Felicia.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Look, now you sound like how I sounded not too long ago.
I know, right? We're bouncing germs back and forth and feel like, and we're not even seeing each other. But you know what? I am pushing through. I had some tea. I took some meds. I got my water right here. So y'all, if you hear me coughing, I apologize. I'm gonna try not to do that in your ear, but it may happen.
It's all right. Okay. All right. So
Yes.
I'm glad to be able to record today
Yeah.
with life
Same.
happening. And
And life is happening, things are happening. At the time, you'll probably hear this episode, of course, after we record, but there's a big storm coming through. So I think we're
Mhm.
both in this space of preparation and trying to get all of the things. So I am grateful that we are able to still record today.
Yeah.
And I feel like just even thinking about preparing for the storm and just like the start of the new year, all of the things, it feels like it aligns with this episode, if I may
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
because today's episode is truly for the woman who has been trying her best. Like, she's been trying her best, she's been doing all of the things. She may even be saying, as my family members say, I'm hanging on by a needle and a thread. So,
Girl. Yeah, that's what we mean. And
yeah.
for the purpose of this conversation, when we say she's trying her best, because she likely may be close to wit end, whatever that
Mhm.
means for her. One more thing happened. One more email. One more.
One more text. One more person calling the name.
Oh, yeah.
One more questions.
One more sound. I just.
Yeah.
Why are you
And with
talking so loud? Why are you chewing so loud? Why are you looking
that
at me so loud? It's too much.
And no, seriously though, it does feel like when all of those things are happening at once,
Mhm.
you may say to yourself, like, I really cannot take one more thing. Like, I can't take
Mhm.
another sound, I can't take another email, another text,
Oh,
another question.
yeah, yes. I found myself saying to clients often lately, especially if all of the things that were happening on their own,
Mhm,
you would more likely be able to manage them, to be able to
mhm,
navigate it.
mhm.
So the fact that you can't is not an indication of anything. You're not um overreacting, you're not being too much, doing too much, being dramatic. None of that. You are likely at your capacity because you're trying to do
Yeah.
too much at once.
Yeah, yeah. And you want to know what's interesting? I'm learning this even about myself and just like the women that I have the honor of working with. A lot of times the question comes up like, what is wrong with me? Like, why am I this way? Why do I feel so irritated? Why
Mhm.
am I so tired? Why can't I focus?
Yeah.
Why
I
do I
don't own that
need
ADHD.
Listen, why do I
Mhm.
need everybody and everything to just stop? And Imma be 100% real. I just had this conversation last night, with my husband. I was just like, "Man, I just feel like I cannot find clarity right now." I'm so irritated with everything, even the smallest thing. it feels like I'm doing too much. The kids make one noise. I'm like, why is it so loud? Now my daughter is like, y'all, mommy's stimulated. She's stimulated.
Oh, baby. She even know.
Girl, she just hear me say, I am so overstimulated by toys, people touching, all of that. So now she's looking at me like, mommy stimulated. And I'm like, please leave. This is why I'm overstimulated.
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah,
is why.
yeah. I get it. And my daughter, well, she's a little bit older,
Yeah.
but it is funny because I'll say, hey, mama needs a minute. I need 5 minutes of quiet. Don't ask me no question. I can't talk to her right now. And then she'll go and say, Daddy, mommy said she needs her quiet time. She needs the quiet time. Like, let me go ahead and prepare him too so he won't get his head chopped off. But yeah. And maybe that is being dramatic. However,
Yeah.
it's real life. And that doesn't mean we're crazy. And I know for
Mm-mm.
me and for you, that don't mean we're weak either.
Not at
We
all.
we don't want to fall apart. And we don't want to be snapping at our family members, the people we love.
Yeah.
We also don't want to shut down.
Yeah.
So we have to do something to be able to take care of ourselves, something different.
Yes, I agree 100%. So, with that being said, today we are talking about just the idea of like, how do we actually move away from the emotional overload?
Mm.
That could be like the decision fatigue,
Yeah.
sensory fatigue, but I know that those are like trending and buzzing words right now, but we're going to talk about it more from like a real life. This exists and this happens in my life because we really want it's not for you all to, I would say, walk away like, wow, that was educational. Like we always want you to
Right.
learn something. But we're also talking about this in this episode because we do want you all to walk away like, oh wow, that's what's actually happening right now. This is as you mentioned earlier, I am not quote unquote crazy. I'm not being dramatic. I'm not weak. Like this is something that's really happening to me right now, and I need some tools to actually work through this.
Yeah. You put it very nicely, Felicia. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Because, even and the reason why I say like some tools to work through this, because my initial thought, even last night, was just like, how do I fix this? It was like,
Mhm.
need to
Mhm.
fix this. You need to figure out a way to fix this. You need to fix you. And I think the more that I kind of processed it, when I was in the shower, when I got out the shower, I was like,
Mhm.
I don't know if you necessarily need to fix you or fix the thing. You just need some tools to help you navigate this space that you're
Yeah, you
in.
probably need to go sit down somewhere.
Okay, you didn't have to say it
Yeah.
like that, but 100% true.
Yeah.
I just need
Mhm.
to sit down and stop trying to plan out the future and plan out all of the things and just calm my mind. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I get it. So if you have been overwhelmed, overstimulated, drained, all the things, feeling like you're getting ready to crash out,
Mhm.
then this episode is for you. All right, let's talk about it, Felicia. The
Okay.
first question I want to ask, you kind of already answered, but
Yeah.
maybe you can kind of tell us a little bit more about how you think you got there. You felt like you probably maybe even should have been fine,
hmm
but you weren't. Like if one more thing happened, I already know head's gonna roll.
Yeah.
Was that last night or was that another time?
I think it was, let's say, yeah, it was last night, but it probably really started earlier in the week, I would
Oh,
say, and I kinda kept telling myself like, "Okay, you're fine, you're okay," but I think the signs were kinda leading up to it. It was just, like,
mhm.
small things that, kept happening. Like, for instance, earlier this week, my account got hacked. I was like, "What the heck?" I
Mhm.
mean, those people was out there spending, sis, like, going in, but at the time I was like, okay, let me keep this to myself. I don't want to put this on anyone else. Thank God I still have the funds to do the things that I need to do. So I'm not going to stress over it. So it was that. And then something else happened during the work week with work. And I was like, are you kidding me? And then, I told you about the whole situation with my son's daycare where every teacher called in, but a few because they had the flu. And then he starts coughing. Now I'm coughing. And I was like, if one more thing happens, I'm going to fall off the handle. And I think last night was that moment of if something else happens, I feel like I'm gonna lose it. But I was trying to convince myself that I was fine because even
Sure.
while talking to like my mom, she's like, how you doing? You don't sound like yourself. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm okay. And I know she knows the difference in just like my tone, but I'm like, I'm fine. I'm okay. And then when I hung up, I was in fact not fine because I started going down this rabbit hole
Oh,
of like,
yeah.
fixing things. So I think that's just like a glimpse of all of the
Mhm.
things that kind of happened this week. And in the moment, I was like, you are being dramatic because these things aren't a big deal. But when you add one on top of the other, it feels like a lot.
Because they were happening all at once. So
Yeah.
that's like you standing there and then someone comes and they put this big weight in your hand and they, "Here, hold this." And then they go away and come back and, "Here, hold this." And
Mm,
then they go away and they come and you have to hold all these things. Of course, you could hold the one weight, maybe 2.
yeah.
So you
Yeah.
can handle your kid being sick. You know you dealt with that before.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you could handle even with trying to prepare for the storm. You have dealt with that before. But then
Hmm.
add on the work stress. And then add on your account getting hacked, and then
Yeah.
it just keep adding things that I know you hadn't even and won't even mention in this recording, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
this is too much, and that is what the purpose of this conversation is, right? The way we talk to ourselves or about ourselves when a lot of things are happening at once, again, and I know we will never say this enough, but or
Yeah.
yeah, say this enough. It's just not how you would talk to someone you care about. If another person
Agree.
said they were dealing with the same thing, half of the stuff you just mentioned, you'd
Yeah.
be like, "Okay, all right, let's think about a way to take care of yourself." You wouldn't say,
Yeah.
"Girl, you being dramatic." That's
Right. No, that is true. I would not say that.
so it's so important for us to be really mindful of how we talk to ourselves when we are under the pressure that we are under, or just when we just doing life and a lot is happening. And maybe at the time it doesn't feel like pressure, it's just stressful stuff happening, but it's
Yeah.
happening at the same time. It's all happening at once. And there's no expectation for you to just be seeing a joyful noise
Mm.
while you are doing it. Yes, in everything, give thanks.
Yes.
God, I am so grateful that I still have money in my account and that this hacking didn't take me down to 0. And
Yeah.
I'm angry
Yeah.
because someone
Bet.
violated me.
Right.
I'm angry that people give their kids medicine and send them to school. They should keep them home if they germs. And I'm grateful that we could take our baby to the doctor. Like, so
Right.
both are both are true. And
Yeah.
that's not complaining. And that's God is okay with our human experiences being verbalized in a way that's
Y
just us processing, being really
yes.
intentional about not just kind of stuffing our feelings under a carpet. He's okay
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah. I love that you mentioned that because oftentimes what I hear and we've kind of talked about this before, is just the thought that you only have to hold on to gratitude. Like you
Yeah.
can't hold space for your other emotions and feelings around a situation happening. So I love that you even brought that up. Like, I'm grateful for this, and this still made me so upset. Like, this ticked me off. And I think for any woman that's kind of like, okay, this is me, this resonates with me. I feel like I see myself in these things that we're sharing. I think it's important for us to also give you some practical tools around, like, so how do I navigate this when I feel like my body is just carrying too much or my mind is carrying too much and I no longer can operate at this capacity? What
Yeah.
should I do?
Yeah. So let's do 3 because I think 3 is easy to remember.
Yeah.
We have lots of things that everybody could try. I want to talk about 3 things. Well, I'll
Okay.
talk about one thing that I know works
Okay.
for me, and then Felicia, you could share some things
Yeah.
that work for you. So one thing that works for me and I kind of alluded to it earlier, was lowering the noise. Because I have one child,
Mhm.
and so for our household, that a lot of the times, um, so I'm the parent. I'm fun, but I'm not the fun mom. Daddy is the one that he gonna do all the things. They gonna be shooting little
Mhm.
Nerf guns. They gonna be
Mhm.
doing hide and seek. They gonna do all the other things.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be making sure that I can find the corner to hide in because they playing. So I can take a little cat nap or scroll on my
Yeah.
phone or respond to an email or whatever I need to
Yeah.
do. And sometimes, depending on a lot of different factors, so say I'm overloaded, I have a
Mhm.
lot on my plate or a lot has happened, their noise don't sound too pleasant to me.
Mm.
It just doesn't. I know they're just having fun. It
Right.
doesn't sound, the laughter just don't sound joyful. More like nails on chalkboard. For me, that's just
Yeah.
they're not trying to annoy me, obviously, but it's just a lot. It can be a lot when I'm at my capacity. So you have to find creative ways to lower the noise. And when we say noise, we ain't just talking about sound. We're talking
Right.
about everything that's coming at you because you're already overwhelmed. So everything feels louder, right? The TV, everything.
Yeah.
So, and your thoughts too.
That's the one. I think that's the highlighted part too. Your thoughts, other people's thoughts and opinions, all of that, you're right. You have to lower the noise. You have to silence it. I think that's one of the main things, especially when I think about I don't know who said this the other day. I think I was listening to Malik Till's podcast and she had mentioned something about like we now use the internet for everything to get every opinion, to find out all the latest stuff or whatever. And sometimes the spaces that we go to retrieve that information can be so loud that it
Yep.
it leads us to feeling confused. It leads us to feeling
Yeah. Yeah.
overstimulated.
Yeah.
And so hearing you say that, it's just like, yeah,
Mhm.
it's not just the noise from your family, it's also the outside thoughts and opinions that we absorb that then we try to figure out a way how to integrate that in our lives when we don't even really need to.
Oh, yes, and that's why discernment is so important. Like,
Mhm.
who should I be listening to? What should I be watching? Who should I call or text? Or is this a time where I need to just sit and be quiet with you? That
Mhm.
kind of that's still prayer. That's
Yeah.
still connection. That's still relationship. Our prayers don't have to be super formal like
Mm.
a lot of us were made to feel like they have to be. So yes,
Right.
put your phone on silent, turn
Yeah.
the TV off, sit in your car for 2 minutes before you go in the
Mhm.
house, turn down the lights, try to get a full night's rest. Even for me, sometimes, like if I have to be in the company of my daughter for whatever the reasons are, I have
Mhm.
one earbud in, and I would, and I'll be listening to something that is calming for me, or something that's lightly entertaining for me because I notice, like I haven't laughed the way I needed to all day, or I just kind of want to,
Yeah.
kind of escape for a few minutes. And
Yeah.
she knows it's not a secret. She knows, okay, mommy is with me because she likes parallel play. I think as an only child, that just kind of works for her. So as long as she's in the same space with us, sometimes she's okay. But whatever it is you need, give that to yourself. That it's going to require you to assess to see what you need. Stop or pause,
Yeah.
breathe.
Mhm.
60 seconds, y'all.
Yeah, that's it.
Just breathe.
Yeah.
So are my shoulders tense? Or am I grinding my teeth? Is that what's going on?
Mhm.
Right? Or am I tapping my fingers more than I realize? Am I picking at my fingernails? What
Yeah.
am I doing? Is my mouth dry? Is my head aching? Is my back tight? So that I can notice what does my body need at this moment in time. And the sooner you listen, the less likely you are to crash out later.
Yeah.
Now does not guarantee y'all not gonna
Yeah, we can't guarantee that you won't crash out, but we can
it's gonna be
say
very
a little reduction in the crash out, okay?
yeah, yeah. So maybe you won't crash out, or maybe your crash out won't last long,
Yeah.
or I don't know. But
Or
just
it won't be
I
as
know, no.
intense. It
Yeah,
won't be as intense, yeah.
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 You can't come back. I'm sorry. So yeah, well, lower the noise. Lower the noise.
Yes. I think for me, I love that one. Another one that I would say is like lower your decisions that you have to make. That is a major one. I hear often that people are just like decision fatigue. Like, I'm tired of making decisions about where are we eating? What time are we leaving? Who's doing this? Who's going to be there? Did I email that person back? Did you email that person back? What's the plan? What's next? It just feels like nonstop. Or what's for dinner? Or, what outfit should I wear? I think all of those decisions that we have to make, while it's a part of our everyday routine, they can still become very overwhelming and stressful.
Yes, yes. So when I'll share it from today's recording time.
Yeah.
I was late to
Yeah.
start the recording because I had given myself permission just to kind of be still this morning. My husband and I had breakfast together. We just kind of sat and looked out the window and we did not talk. We
Yeah.
laughed at some silliness on TV, kind of handed our phones, video games
Yeah.
on social media. It's just been a nice morning. I knew
Yeah.
we had time to
Mhm.
and as he and I were done and I was preparing to record and I'm coffee, my water, just having a good old time.
Yeah.
Came and sat down at the computer to prepare to record, like get ready to turn on. I was like, oh, I'm not I got my robe on.
You were real relaxed.
I was too relaxed. And part of that I know too was because I didn't have any decisions to make this morning.
Yeah.
I didn't. All I had to decide was what time you and I were gonna meet and what we
Yep.
wanted for breakfast, and that was easy. I just went and grabbed some things out of the fridge. But that was
Yeah.
it. After my daughter was off to school, that was it. And so creating opportunities, taking advantage of opportunities like that for ourselves, for those of us who have the luxury of doing that, and those who don't have that luxury, creating opportunities like that where you can just have as few decisions to make as possible.
Mhm.
It's going to be
Yes.
so important to how well you
Yeah.
navigate whatever season you're in.
Yeah, I agree. And that can look like something as creating a outfit formula that you know you're gonna wear and you don't have to think about
That's
it.
it. Yes.
That could also look like, you know what? Here are the 5 meals that I'm cooking. You may get
Yeah.
fancy, sprinkle in 9 to 10 meals, and you're like, we putting these on
Mhm.
rotation. Like those
Yeah.
things, picking up some of the same staples that you use at the grocery store, but not trying to figure out, oh, I saw this new recipe on TikTok or Pinterest, or I saw this
Yeah.
here. It's like you said, reducing the amount of decisions that you have to make in a day could truly help you and like your nervous system, your body, just your mood, because you free up space in your mind to just
Literally.
like you
Literally.
literally free up space in your mind to flow
Yeah.
without overthinking, without
Yeah.
over planning. It's just like, this is off the table. I'm gonna repeat these things. And if you don't
Mhm.
want to eat, sorry, I don't know what to tell you, but here's how I'm
That's what we
operating in
have.
this.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
this
you
is what
knew
we
that it
have.
was gonna be Tuesday tacos.
What?
So you should have been getting your taste buds ready because this is what we got. And this is the other thing too. A note from me. I'll talk about myself.
Mhm.
Don't try to perfect the plan, Crystalyn.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. If we
Yeah.
were gonna have spaghetti tonight, but you forgot to take the meat out of the freezer,
Right. It's okay.
it is okay. Go to the store and buy a pack that's defrosted or choose something else.
Yep.
It's okay.
No, I like that. And it just reminds me of even the last episode or the last episode. No, the first episode around like keeping life simple. Simple keeps you sane. Like that's just what it is. We overcomplicate things when we don't have to.
Yes.
And a lot of times we're making these decisions. And I don't want to say this is everyone, but sometimes we are making decisions just to impress other people. And we'll need to do that. It's not about how others feel. I feel like that can kind of go into another point that you and I kind of made, the third like practical tool around just like lowering the pressure that
Yeah.
we experience.
Yeah. So if I lower the noise, right? Take time to, you know, sit in the quiet, ask for quiet,
Mhm.
make the request with the people in your house before you snap at them, ask for it. If I lower the decisions I'm making or reduce the decisions I'm making, keep it simple. It is easiest, I think, for those of us who like to try to, we are working through our issues with control.
Mhm.
It is easy for us to struggle with those two things because we feel this pressure to be on all the time, or I'm the one who's always been doing it. If I don't do it,
Yeah.
it's not gonna get done, or it's not gonna get done right or well. All these
Mhm.
different things we tell ourselves. And there's so much pressure, and that pressure is just more stress. And then I know even for me, then I'm mad at myself because I'm stressed out about something that I really said that I was gonna try to avoid in the first place. It's this
Yeah.
whole cycle
Yeah.
that I know I'm not alone.
Right. You're not.
So lowering the pressure for me looked like literally me saying, okay, this is my cutoff time.
Mm.
I'm not, and I decide for the day what I'm not going to do anymore, whether it's laundry, whether
Yeah.
it's watching a television show, whether it's
Yeah.
this is the time I'm cutting off taking calls or social media. That's it. This is the
Yeah.
time. And that does not have to be the same time every day.
Yeah.
It's
It can
okay.
definitely fluctuate. I
Yeah.
think for me, it looks like sometimes, and I hope that, someone else can take this as telling yourself, like, you don't have to solve everything today.
No, it might be a tomorrow problem.
Yeah, it might be a tomorrow, it might be a next week, it might be a next month problem. Like, you don't have to find the solution when the problem presents itself. And I feel like even through this week, when I talked about just like feeling overwhelmed and kind of overstimulated with all of the things, it's because I kept trying to find a solution for everything
Yep.
right then and there. And sometimes it's okay to just say, I can't solve this. I don't even know where to begin to solve this. So how do I move about my day? And yes, we
Yeah.
know that there will be some issues that come up where you have to find a solution in that moment. But then when you go back to how do I silence the noise? How do I, lower the decisions? You'll find that clarity to not put pressure on yourself to have the perfect response or the perfect
Mm.
solution. You'll
Yep.
just be coming from a place of, you know what? Here's how I can solve this in the moment. Here's how I'm going to do this. And this is the best I can do. Like,
Yeah. For today.
there's nothing else I can do today.
Yeah. It's not lost on me that some of the things that women struggle with are universal. And
Hmm.
then also true is that even though some of our struggles are universal, the way we navigate them based on the resources we have, i.e. the support system, a spouse, your
Hmm.
finances, whatever, that, that's not we are not dealing with playing with the same
Hmm.
hand or same deck of cards. Some
Hmm.
women are doing it on their own and they're doing it well, but
Yeah.
they might just be like, I cannot pause.
Yeah.
I can't. I gotta feed
Yeah.
like the babies, or this is
Yeah.
my business. And if I don't go to work,
Yeah.
then business is gonna be closed for today, whatever the issue may be. And we get that. But pausing doesn't mean you have to stop everything.
No.
Sometimes pausing is just talking to yourself with kindness, of course, like we
Hmm.
talked about before, about the fact that you don't have to be in a position where you're solving everything today, like you mentioned, Felicia, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to try to carry everything on your own all
Yeah.
the time. Have you pause to consult God about what is yours to carry today? Have you paused to consult with God about how you are feeling in your body? If it is overwhelmed, if this is the stuff
Yeah.
God wants you to carry, He is always going to give you what you need to carry it. There's
Mm.
never been a doubt in my mind about that.
Yeah.
Do I try to still fix it on my own first and then have to go back and God like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Right.
That's happened. But there's a scripture that talks about tomorrow worrying about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. So we don't have to keep dragging tomorrow into
Mm.
today.
Mm.
Today is already enough. It just is. So tomorrow will have its own grace, just like it will have its own troubles and worries and stress. You'll have enough strength. You'll have enough. God will give you what you need for
Yeah.
today if you ask Him. That's why I love the Our Father prayer so much, for a lot of
Mhm,
different reasons. But one of the parts of the prayer says, "Give us this day our daily bread." God, give me what I need for today.
mhm,
So figuring out the next 6 months is not necessary. Not all the
mhm.
time. I mean, unless you're trying to plan a trip or something.
Right.
That's my 2 cents about that.
No, I love that because it also it provides an invitation for you to not pause, but also to provide yourself with affirmation,
Mm.
go to God in prayer when you are feeling anxious, but then it also kind of, invites us to look at ourselves from a space of just because we're feeling overwhelmed or just because we're feeling like we have reached our capacity, it does not necessarily mean that that's a character flaw of
Mhm,
ours. It's
mhm.
just simply saying, I have these emotions that exist right now,
Yeah.
and I am carrying too much. And because I'm carrying too much, I do have to take some of those practical tools that we just provided,
Mhm.
lower the noise, lower the decisions, but also lower the pressure that you put on yourself so
Yeah.
that you can live and you
Yeah.
can rest in
Yeah.
his word while
Yeah.
you make those decisions.
Yes. I just wanna challenge our listeners to just try it. My
Mhm.
granny used to say that. It might have been a song she was like, "Just try Jesus, Christalyn. Just try it, man.
Yeah.
And because sometimes some things you do have to know for yourself.
Mhm.
But because we are as independent as we are, and so as resilient as we are, oftentimes
Mhm.
we do go into the day and I mean, we pray, God, thank you for waking us up and clothes and food and all the things. But
Yeah.
have we asked God to give us what we need for today?
Mm.
Give us the strength we need for the day, the wisdom we need for the day, the understanding, the courage, the confidence, whatever it is. Have we asked him that? And I don't think a lot of us do. Therefore, we end up it's noon and it's like, oh, well, dang,
Mhm.
am I prepared for the second half of the day? Oh, look, and now my account is
Yeah.
beyond negative because someone's in it and somebody calling me to pick up the kid or
Yeah.
whatever. And not that those things would not have happened had you prayed, but will you have what you need to handle those things?
Yeah.
So just try Jesus and see.
I
Um,
like that.
Thank you. I'm glad you do. I think, you know, because Matthew 6:34 is the scripture where it talks about don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow has enough worry of its own. That does not mean ignore your responsibility.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that.
Mhm.
Um, but it's kind of like don't borrow stress from tomorrow and bring it over
Mhm.
into today. Why? Why do that to ourselves? So lower the noise, lower the decisions, lower the pressure. We can take some of the pressure off when we consult with God about what it is that we actually need. And we don't have to give all of our energy to all of everything
Mhm.
not deserve or require even all
Yeah.
of our energy.
Yeah. No, I like that. Okay. So we are at the point of the episode where we provide you all with some fuel for the road ahead. So, again, another moment for you to pause. This is no pressure at all, it's just a check in.
Mm.
But we want to leave you with a reflection question this week. So if you need to pause, grab your journal, pull your phone out, notes app, or whatever to write this down. Here's your reflection question. What's the biggest thing draining me right now? I need to journal this myself.
I need
So
to say mine. The longer one for
listen.
me.
So yeah, I'm gonna answer this one for sure.
Yeah, good. Um, yeah, this is it's crazy to think that when and y'all let us know in the comments as you're watching and or listening, it's crazy to think that our generation, most of us have the type of mamas and grandmamas that we never really saw them sitting down. And when I saw my grandma sitting down, she was shucking peas, like, or
Yeah.
folding clothes.
Yeah.
Like I just didn't see her resting or relaxing a lot. And so that that's ingrained in a lot of us. And
Mm,
so naturally we feel some type of way when we're sitting down doing nothing. But
yeah.
I would challenge our listeners to get in the back seat, figuratively speaking, and look
Mhm.
out the window. Just
Mm,
chill.
mm.
Just to put your feet up and just chill out. Get you the
Yeah.
coziest blanket. Listen, my sister-in-law may or may not be listening, but she has literally demonstrated for me the beauty of doing nothing. Sometimes I text her, be
Mhm.
like, "Hey, this is what you do." Nothing. And she'll send me a picture and she have her glass, whatever she want to drink, or her cup, whatever she's
Mhm.
enjoying, and her blanket up to her chin or just on her back. She
I
relaxes.
love that for her.
It doesn't matter what needs to get done. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It'll get done just either not by me or not today,
Yeah.
and that's okay. I'll be praying that God will give us all what we need to recognize when we are doing too much or doing the most, whatever language you want to use.
Mhm.
When we're
Mhm.
doing too much, when we're doing the most, when we're carrying what He did not ask us to carry, God, give us what we need. Show us what needs to come off of our plate. Help us to be able to rest and not feel guilty when we rest. Help us to notice when we are, help us to stop talking to ourselves in such a nasty way. Because that's,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I like
Mm,
that.
mm,
Okay. So if you've been feeling like you're overreacting, just know you might just be at your capacity, and being at your capacity is not your identity. Okay. It's just the signal. So again, we will say just lower the load, give yourself permission to breathe, and know that we are there with you. If you need
mm,
to hit us up at all and just say, like, in the comments, this is me, we will stand together because it's also us. Okay. We will encourage you all and let you know that we all are there, but we'll also remind you that it is okay to pause, because pause does not mean that you're stopping. If you haven't done so yet, we would love for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure that you like this podcast episode and the previous episodes as well. Share this with anyone that you love. For the person that you may not be fond of right now, share it with them too, because we appreciate that. You can also subscribe to our email list, our email community. We send out emails throughout the week with additional gems from the episode that can be helpful for you. But we just want you all to know that we love you. We appreciate you so much for all of your support, and we will
yeah.
talk to you next week.
All right, yeah. Peace.
All right.